Okay, thank you all. Thank you for joining the session. Um, 1 minute. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to you.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss about the advanced layer stack management in Altium Designer. So myself, Manimaran from VBDN Technologies. I have been working as a senior field application engineer for Altium. So for the upcoming webinars, please do register. Please do visit our website, vbdntools.com. So under the events page, you can get the upcoming webinar details. And here is the agenda for today's session. So we are going to see what improvements we have implemented means in Layer Stack Manager. Like maybe some of you are already using or some of you are using the legacy versions. So this is like I am going to explain all the like from 18 and 19 until the latest version, what improvements we have done in Altium Layer Stack Manager. And we are going to see some material library, predefined material library, and how we can implement the impedance calculations. And there is a micro via and backfill support. We are going to explore that as well. And the one new technology like printed electronics. We are going to see what Altium. Okay. And then in the end, I will show the demonstrations. We can have a question answer session in the end of the sessions. Okay. Meantime, if you have any questions, you can just put it in the chat window, and then we will discuss. So first, what improvements we have done in the stack-up design? You can see in the earlier version or in the legacy version or AD17, the layer stack manager will be a dialog box. You have to fill the information and save. Only then we can able to work. But here now it's a like separate window will up. You can open the layer stack manager in a separate window, and suppose like a document view, you can see the layer stack for multiple PCBs. You can open the stack up here in this picture. You can see the split vertical and horizontal option is there. You can split it, so it will appear like this. So you can compare. Suppose if you have a reference file, you can open the reference file stack up in the right side window, and in the left side the current PCB design, and you can just you can define the layer stack based on the reference design. Okay. And there is a property window, always on properties window. We used to say like it will be like you can pin that. So if you there are different tabs like layer stack, BIOS, and impedance. So for all these tabs, the property window will be same. So you can do the changes in the property windows. So that will be like always on properties panel. So that we have implemented. And the next is like as I mentioned, stack up tab functionality. Like we have divided the stack up into three functionality like stack up, impedance, and wire tabs. So stack up, we are defining the layers. Okay, you can see in the down stack up, impedance, and wire tab is there. Here you can define, and if it is the impedance, then here we are adding the impedance profile. This is the impedance property window, and for the wire types, so we can mention the different wire structures or types. Three stack up tab we have introduced. So, and yeah, there is a complaints enforcement like stack symmetry, whether your stack up is symmetrical or not. We used to say balanced stack up, right? If we divide the stack up, that to both sides, that should be symmetrical. So you can enable the stack symmetry. So suppose if you remove one layer, automatically it will in the means top side. If you remove one layer, so bottom side also it will remove automatically. Means it will automatically maintain the balanced, okay, symmetrical stack up. And library complaints means if you are using if you have mentioned some material here and the material value is not whether it is matching with your material library or not, it will just check that complaints. Okay, so that we have. And other improvements like it throws an error or warning if you are doing some changes or if any mistakes in the stack up. Like for example, here in this image you can see we have defined the backfill Okay, but bottom layer as a stop layer. So the stop layer cannot be an outer layer. It throws an error and it will not allow us to save the design. The same way for impedance, if there is any wrong means calculation or some information is missing, then it will not allow us to save and it throws an error there itself. Okay, even the stack symmetrical, if the stack up is not symmetrical, then that also it will throws an error. And in the right side, you can see this is a layer stack visualizer. So you can see it in the 3D, like how exactly your stack up will be visible in 3D if you want to display in 3D and showcase to your customer or client. So you can see this, and you can the options are there with the 2D, 3D, and orthogonal camera. Even you can display the real height. Okay, so that is there. This has been implemented. Means this is implemented, and a predefined material library. If you are defining the stack up, so generally we used to mention the values, right? Mention the values of the materials, thickness, and everything. But now you have a library, so you can define the library. By default, some component, some material libraries are there. You can able to select that materials. And if you want to assign some materials, means add some materials as a user defined material, you can see. So this is the material library window. In the right side, you can see the highlighted one. There are different material like surface finish, core, prep, and solder mask layers and all. So for each material type, you can add the material information here. And if you want to add the new information, new material, you can click that new, and there are some informations. These details you can get it from your manufacturer or the fabricator, like generally. So they will give the material details and you can add that. So next time, by default, if you are defining the stack up, it will appear here. So in the stack up itself, there's a 3 dot, you can click that. So from this window, you can able to select the material, which material you are going to use. Every time you don't need to mention the values, right? Automatically you can take it from the library, like a component. So easy material assignment, and you can use the, means we can define the materials also. So the next is impedance profile management. Okay, so means we have to follow the impedance for all the PCB designs. If you don't have any high speed, also you should maintain a 50 ohm impedance, right? So in that case, instead of going to the fabricator and getting the response from fabricator, like you have to adjust the track with if you want to maintain the impedance for these signals like that. So otherwise, some people are doing some manual calculations. But now in Altium Designer, you have the impedance calculator, inbuilt impedance calculator for 50 ohm, means single ended and differential ended. And the latest versions, both coplanar, RF coplanar, single and differential ended. All these 4 calculation is there. So you can simply define the type and mention the target impedance, like 50 ohm, 100, 90. Like that, you can mention the impedances and it calculates the impedance. And you can create multiple impedance profiles. Like for a single PCB, you may be having a 90 ohm USB signal, 90 ohm, a DDR 100, and then 50 ohm normal signals. So multiple impedance profiles can be done and calculated. Okay. So as I mentioned, you have single, differential, and coplanar transmission lines. You can see that in the property window how we are calculating and what formulas we are using. So you can see the width constraint and space constraints, impedance, how much we are achieving. Okay, so it will be automatic. And these calculated impedance can be assigned in your design rules. So in your design rules, automatically this width can be assigned. So when you, while routing, so this this calculated track width can be taken. Okay. So yeah, I forgot to mention reverse conductor parameter calculation means either you can mention the target impedance and calculate the track width, or mention the track width and calculate the impedance. So either way it works. And yeah, here is an example of the layer stack impedance calculator window. So you can add the window. Suppose here in this example, you can see, you can suppose this 50 ohm signal means 50 ohm impedance profile we are calculating only for these particular layers. Since layer stack symmetry is enabled, that's why it is automatically taking these layers and this. Okay? So we can enable that. Other layers we can ignore, means we can uncheck that. And this is impedance profile like 50/100. And here you can able to see single differential coplanar for RF and differential RF, like different types are there. Just an example. And yeah, we have micro via support as well. You can create a like different via structures you can define in layer stack itself, and those structures via types can be assigned in your design rules. Like for these signals, this via should be used. This is the value of the via, like that. Okay, so we can create micro via, blind via, and buried via. And that too, you can see this image. This is a laser drilled via. Micro via, laser drilled. Okay, so that is the difference between these two. And it's very simple to define. Like you can add one via type and change the layer to stop and start and top stop layers. So automatically it will create. So here you can see this is 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, and from 3 to 6, like that you can directly use some buried via, like that. Okay, so various options we have to switch the layers between top to the bottom. And while routing, you have shortcuts to change the vias. I'll show you in the demonstrations. Okay. And yeah, as I mentioned, printed electronics is a new technology. Like after rigid flex PCB, this is a printed electronics. Like you can see some wearables, or even in your mobile phones and all. Nowadays it is like we are printing that PCB antennas or tracks over the plastic or over the any means type of substrates. Any substrates, we can simply print that tracks and all, and so that it looks good and it gives some advantages compared to other rigid or flex PCBs. This printed electronics is the advanced technology. So here in this image you can see, so here they have printed these switches, okay, for this product, and it will be like this. Like it's a layerless design, because printed electronics is like not a normal PCB like top layer, inner layer, like that. So it's a single printing. Only thing, suppose if you are crossing this, if two signals are crossing, like if it is the same net layer, then it will allow. If it is a different net, then it should throw the short circuit, right? So error. So in that case, we can use a insulation like dielectric in between that, non-conductive dielectric. Okay, so that feature like automatically we can add that I will see in the next slide. Okay, we can include this conductive ink. You can see here there are two signals are crossing, so we can add the dielectric shapes manually or automatically where there is a cross between two layers. Okay, it's a in tool side we have to show that anyway if you are printing this PCB as a single one, in tool side you have to show us a two different layer, and whenever there's a cross we can add the insulation, okay, just for the tool software understanding. So it throws an error even though there are two different layers. It should throw an error, like we have to add the insulation here. So there are two options, automatic and manual. You can add the insulation, means the dielectric over here by selecting the layers, and it will be like this. Okay, so that it removes an error. So DRC rules is available for short circuit, like the crisscross, means signal crossing, not crisscross, signal crossing on different layers, and clearance between two different signal, and unrouted nets. If the signal is not routed, then it will display that it throws an error for unrouted nets. Okay, I'll show the demo. So let's move to the demo. Stop share. Altium Designer window.
Yes.
Okay. So now, okay, my layer stack manager is already open. Okay, so this is layer stack manager. So here you can able to see this is a layer stack manager window, and there are two layer stack manager I opened. Okay, suppose if you want to see the both layer stack manager, you can use the split vertical. Okay, closed. Yeah, so like this you can see, and it depends on this. Suppose consider this as a reference board stack up, and you want to define the same stack up with some different, with some small changes. So you can do that. It means we can verify. I mean, there are other ways to import the stack up, but I'm just saying that we can compare and we can define and we can means verify manually once again for just for our confirmation line. Okay, you can just split that window. Even in the PCB also can be opened if you are doing some changes in the stack up. Only thing is the stack up should be saved before proceeding with the in the PCB. It throws a warning, so we can continue. Okay. Now I'm just merging this. Okay. So as I mentioned, so there are different stack, it's different tabs like stack up and impedance and wire types. For each, just move this property window this side. Okay, like this. So stack up, maybe you are aware like how to add the layers, inner layer, signal, plane layer, whether you are adding the copper means layer or prepare. Even you can include the surface finish now. Okay, this solder mask and all. And in the property window here, there is a material selection window. Okay, different type of copper materials and dielectric materials. Okay, different is available. So this is a library. You can select any material based on your requirement. Okay, based on the constant data. And here you can see the stack symmetry. Okay, if this is enabled, I'll show you. Suppose it's better I can show that in the rigidplex, because generally we will do that in rigidplex. Okay, so here is the features. So you can enable rigidflex. So automatically it will be divided to two different stack up. Okay. Sorry, you can, yeah. I have enabled this, right? So I can enable this as a, you have option to define different name for the new layer stack, and you can define that as a flex one. Yeah, so now it is coming, right? So if the layer stack symmetry is enabled, then if I uncheck any inner layer here, so automatically this side also it removes the layers. Okay, to maintain the symmetry. A library component that is for material. If you mention any wrong material definitions, so it will compare with your material library, and if there is any error, it throws an error here. Okay, and this roughness, this is introduced in the Altium 20. This is for high speed, very high speed signals. So we have to include the surface roughness also for the impedance calculations. So this is for impedance calculation, that's why it's disabled. Okay, we can define the stack up, and yeah, I'll just show that impedance. So automatically, means already I have defined the 50 ohm and 100 ohm impedances. So if you want to add one more impedance, you can simply press the test button. Simply implemented. Here you can mention the impedance value as 90 ohm. Okay, 90 ohm differential. Here you can able to see the trace width and the air gap, it automatically calculates. trace cap and width. And if you want to check that, if you select any layer, so here you can see the formulas and all. Okay, edge formulas. Okay, and either you can mention the track width. It adjusts the target impedance. Like for example, here 0.09 is there, right? Suppose if I'm mentioning 1. So it is showing that differential is means impedance value is 20, and there is a warning. Trace impedance exceeds specified tolerances. Because we mentioned 90, tolerance can be 10%. So it can be 70 or something, right? Means 80 or something. So instead that impedance is less. So here itself it throws an error. It will not allow you to implement that in your design. Okay, so that is there. I'll just delete this stack up. Okay. So like this, even you can calculate the impedance for RF single and differential endpoints. Okay, and wire types. Again, wire types. Delete this flex because this board doesn't have any. Okay, so in the wire types, we can define through hole wire, and this is a add one more wire. I'll show you. Okay, we have added one wire here by pressing the plus button, and here I can select the layers. Like suppose if I want to go from top to fourth layer, and if it is a micro wire, then you can use this symbol. Okay, micro wire is not applicable for this. You can go to either 2 or 3. 1 to 3 layer can be applicable micro wires. Okay, 4 is difficult. It's a laser drill, right? So that's why you can go with this wire. Okay, and for this also you can use the mirror view. If you select mirror, so by default in single shot we are adding 2 different wires. Okay, 1 to 3 and 8 to 6, like that. Okay, so you can add the wires here, and let me see this. If you want the back drill informations, you can select these back drills. Okay, so the back drill tab will appear here. Yeah, you can add one back drill via here. So again, for back drill, we have to mention like which layer we are means this back drill is only for high speed signals, right? To avoid the stub bias stub in that signals, we are removing the copper. Okay, so there is a do not cut layer, and from means suppose 8 layer is there. Okay, here itself I'll show you. So suppose I want to remove this for 1 to 4. Okay, means I have used this signal from bottom to this 5th layer. So this 5th to 4th layer is a do not cut layer. I have to leave this. So rest all should be removed. So I can define that here itself in the back drill here, and this back drill pair can be used in your design rule. I'll show you that. Okay, so only one is enough, I think. Otherwise, one more just to show you. See, now it is throwing error. I have removed both top and bottom. That's why it is throwing an error for me. Stop. I want to drill this to, yeah, just for to back to ILR so that I can show where we can define that in the constraints. Okay. Yeah, we have seen that drill and everything. And if we want to see the layer stack visualizer, I just want to show that 3D layer stack visualizer, right? So if you go to tools, so material library we have seen already. and layer stack visualizer. So this will, you can see that stack up in 3D. Okay. So like this, you can rotate and see, and there are different options. So full stack, real layers height. Okay, how so here you can able to see the via structure and layer, and even the material informations. Okay, like this. So there are different views, and you can share this with your means. And if you want to present this to someone, you can use this just for a display. Okay. Now we'll move to the. I'll just hide this. Okay, we have saved the stack up. If you go to the design. Okay, design rules. Here, the routing vias, you can able to select the drill pair. Okay, you can see micro vias from which layer to which layer. For each micro via, you can define the values, different values. Okay, and even for the back drill vias also, you can define the values here. I think for this PC it's not fine. Let me open the mini PC. And we calculated the impedances, right? That also I'll show you where we can apply in design constraints. And we can use custom query to define the vias for the particular signal or back drill for particular signal, even for the impedance also. So, okay, so I'll just show you. Okay, so here you can able to see different via structures are defined. Okay, based on the requirement where we have to apply these vias and all. The same way you can add one more via like this. Define the drill pair if you have any. See the back drill. Okay, back drill value. This back drill value should be more than the normal drill values. Yeah. So under high speed, if you go to the maximum via stub length, so here is a rule, okay, for back drill. So here you can select for which signal we have to do the back drilling, and what is the value. So here we have mentioned from the drill 0.15 mm, and even you can mention the tolerances, and means the layer maximum allowed stub length can be 0.3 mm. So this length automatically Altium software calculates. Suppose as I mentioned, bottom to fifth layer you have routed, you have used, and 5 to 6 is a to not cut layer. So that layers means that is the stub length. It's an allowable stub length. If it is 0.3 mm, then okay. If it is more, then it should throw an error. Okay, it should throw an error. So that is the reason we are giving the stub length here. Okay, and then yeah. So under the routing with constraints, again here, here they haven't used in the impedance profile. They have not calculated. So we have calculated two impedance values, right? So for example, here I'll add one new rule here, and you can see there is a use impedance profile. When we calculate the impedance in Stackup Manager, automatically that rule will appear here. We can say all nets 50 ohm or particular net. That means if you define different classes for high speed one class, this means normal signal one class, power one class, like that. Then you can separate, you can define the net classes. Okay. So for those nets, it consider this track width. So this cannot be modified. Okay, automatically it is means it depends on your layer stack manager impedance calculator. So you can define that. And as I mentioned, if you want to use custom query, same way, in net class all nets, or in net class yeah, net classes, right? Here you can select the net classes, automatically will update here. So this query helper and query in net class, so it will appear which net class you are going to assign, then that you can simply select. And if you want to add one more layer, one more net class, and put and net class, okay, one more. This is one way, and you can include comma also, like and or. You can explore this. You can use this check syntax option, whether the expression is okay or not. I'm just showing how we can implement that. Okay, the same way, suppose for routing vias, if you want to check the system query, so for only for particular high-speed net class, I want to use this micro via. Okay, so you can use in net class. Okay, simply I'm selecting on net class. Okay, and no. Yes, is micro via. Okay, so like this particular net class, it should be micro via. You can define the value here. Okay, and even for the backend also, I'm not going to use this because I'm just showing. Backend also, backend showing in the. Yeah, the net class. This net class you have to apply our custom query in net class, and is via means this query means this is a signal. We have to check for all the entire net for the back drilling. If you are not mentioning is via, then it will consider for the through hole pad as well. Okay, for the back drilling. So like we are allowing the pad means component pad only via we are back drilling means you have to include this is via, so that it will verify, and if it is not matching, then it throws an error. Okay. Okay, I think that's all I want to show in the classes. And suppose if you want to document this, maybe I'll add one Draftsman document. Okay, so we can place the layer stack manager, layer stack table, place layer stack legend with all the informations. Okay, this will take some time. Okay, see surface material, everything is there. Even the via informations, like what are the via structure we have used, those information also can be displayed in the Draftsman. Okay, drill table, like we haven't used this here, but if you have used back drill and all, so you can separate that table. Yes, different tables. Yeah, and next, yes, we can see printed electronic. Yeah, I think I have some options. So now I'll show you the printed electronics feature. This is just an example. It's not a product. I just want to show you how the printer electronics can be developed. Okay. So generally there will be a SMD pad. You can create any shape for the switches or the sensors. Like any component can be placed and soldered, but very like you can go through the printer electronics documentations. There are a lot of information to how we can develop the printer electronics. Okay, it's a layerless design we mentioned, right? So if you go to the stack up, under this feature, there is a printer electronics option. Okay, suppose if I uncheck this printer electronics, automatically the inner layer, the in between layer stack or the dielectric automatically appears. Okay, if I check this printer electronics, it removes the stack up, means it removes the what we can say, the dielectric in between, because it considers both as a single layer. Okay, and we can include one non-conductive layer in between to maintain the isolation, because we know that there is a crossing pathways. Okay, so you can include that. Then this is a non-conductive material, and you can remove, because since it is a printer electronics, we don't have bottom overlay and bottom solder. You can remove that. Okay, save this one. If you go to the PCB, you can see we have used vias, and these two signals are, for example, I use switch 1 and switch 2. Okay, but still if I run the ERC, it throws an error. That's what we need for printer electronics, right? So see, here it throws an error. So to avoid this, we will add the insulation material here, dielectric material. So for that, we have automated features. So if you go to tools, printer electronics, generate dielectric patterns. So if this means this option is not visible or not enabled for you, then you have to use you have to check the extension and updates under under the license management window and install the dielectric pattern generator. Okay. So here I can use generate. I want to generate the dielectric shapes, where I want to generate for all or only on this particular layer. Okay, this is a dielectric layer, non-conductive layer, which we added here. You can select top and between top and bottom. So if you are not selected here, also it throws an error. See, okay, so I'm selecting bottom and I'm using automatic. If the gap is less than 40, then it should like a solder mask. You know, if there is a very less gap between solder mask, then we will use the gang mask, right? The same way. Okay, if there is space less than 40 mil, just mask like a complete. So I'll just apply and okay. So now here you can see dielectric added. Okay, if you put into 3 mode, you can see. Okay, suppose if you are adding manually, then you can use place, fill, or solid region. You can put that's what we can say. You can put the dielectric on the layer 1. If you added here, then it will consider that as a installation material. Okay. Yes. So now, so we have completed the demonstrations, and thank you for your time and attention. If you have any query, we can discuss now. You can please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions. We'll discuss. Or you can put it in the chat window. Let me check the chat window. Okay.
Hello, sir. Gerald.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this stack up, I can increase the micron thickness. Okay.
Yes.
This is applicable for 3D image that copper thickness will be increased. 3D
Means
PDB.
for you are talking about printed electronics or the normal stack up?
Normal stack-up. I can increase the micron 70 or something.
Okay.
That 3D image that
Yeah, that also it considers. If you increase the thickness of the copper, the same will affect in 3D also. That's what I think you are asking,
okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah, that will reflect, sir. Any other questions, or we can wind up the session?
Mani, Vidya here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is not regarding this stack up management.
Yeah.
If you can give this presentation on this DRC setting, especially this and if so many options are there, maybe many
Yeah.
things we are missing. Maybe there may be a confusion in setting the DRCs as well. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you can
sure, ma'am.
have a
We can
separate
plan for.
session on that, it will be helpful.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. We will plan for the like how we can use the custom queries.
Yes,
and
yes.
we can have a session. I'll plan for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, ma'am. Okay, thank you all. Wind up the call.